Part 1. Are you really sleeping? Sleep, a world no one can follow you into, yet also the place where you may meet yourself again. Have you ever woken up in the morning with the feeling that you just lived another life? Vivid, yet unclear. As if you had gone somewhere, a nameless place, and met someone not of this world. We call that a dream. But what if I told you? A dream is not a product of imagination, but a gateway, a journey, a parallel state of being? You might smile or feel skeptical, but thousands of years ago, the Buddha once taught, waking and dreaming both arise from the mind. If the mind is unreal, dreams cannot delude. Vimalakirti Sutra. In Buddhism, sleep is not the end of the day, but a moment for practice. When consciousness is no longer bound by the body, and the mind, if guided, can travel to more subtle realms. When the body sleeps, but the mind doesn't rest. Think back. Some nights your body lies still, yet in your mind you laugh, fly, cry silently, battle, love, meet the departed. Step into places you've never seen. The body rests, but the mind does not. In Buddhist thought, this is when the sixth consciousness, mental awareness, becomes dominant. Sometimes joined by the manas consciousness, ego and habits, and even the alaya consciousness, storehouse of past life memories. Beings wander lost in the long dream of birth and death, mistaking dreams for reality, mistaking the body for the self. Avatamsaka Sutra. Dreams are perhaps the most perfect metaphor for samsara. You're caught in it, believe it's real, until you wake up. Sleep, the little death of every night. Some call sleep a temporary death. In that moment, you forget who you are, where you came from, what you live for. Strangely, we believe we disappear when asleep, but we don't. You're still there, to dream, to experience, to remember, to wake up. Buddhism has a profound concept called Bardo, the intermediate state between lives. According to the Bardo Thodol, Tibetan Book of the Dead, it is the world the soul traverses after death. A world created entirely by one's own mind. Do you see it now? When we sleep, we also enter a similar state. The body is no longer in control. The world is shaped by consciousness. Situations arise and fade by karmic resonance. So perhaps, sleep is how the universe trains us for death, so that when the day comes, we're no longer lost. Have you ever woken up inside a dream? There's a phenomenon called lucid dreaming, when you're dreaming and realize you're dreaming. In that moment, you can fly, change the scene, meet those who passed away, or even meditate in infinite space. But did you know? In Buddhist meditation, there's a practice called dream yoga, where one stays mindful even while dreaming. One who is awake within a dream, who knows the dream is a dream, is one who nears liberation from birth and death. Zen Master Wu Men. So perhaps, the question is not, have I fallen asleep yet? But rather, am I truly awake within the dream? Where does your mind go when you sleep? Science cannot measure it. But monks, yogis, devoted practitioners across traditions have shared similar accounts. Meeting deceased loved ones. Dreams filled with radiant golden light and profound peace. Being drawn into shadowy realms due to unresolved anger. Where the mind goes, is where you lead it. Sleep in anger, and you dream of dark realms. Sleep in mindfulness, and your dreams reflect paradise. If you've ever had dreams that felt like journeys to another realm, or woke up feeling like you just returned from somewhere else, let us go deeper, together. Each week, Buddha Balance brings you insights, real practices, and teachings from the Buddhist sutras to transform sleep into a sacred journey of awakening. If this content resonates with something deep within you, leave a like to let us know you're here. Share your dream experiences in the comments, we read every one. And if you wish to explore the inner world with us, subscribe to Buddha Balance. Because we are not merely dreamers, we are those who can awaken within the dream. Part 2, Sleep Through the Lens of Buddhism, A Journey Through Bardo. This body is a shadow, a dream, a bubble, an illusion. Like dew or a flash of lightning. Thus should you perceive it. Diamond Sutra. Are you truly sleeping, or entering another realm? When your eyes close, you no longer see this world. Yet within, another realm emerges with stunning clarity. No need for light. No body. No language. Only images, emotions, memories, and a feeling as if you are truly there. If sleep is a boat, then the body is the shore. And consciousness, the silent ferryman crossing the misty river at night. In Tibetan Buddhism, sleep is considered a miniature version of death. A moment where mind detaches from body and enters the bardo. The intermediate state where the soul temporarily resides before rebirth. Bardo, the intermediate state between two lives. Bardo, Tibetan, means the in-between state. According to the Bardo Thodol, Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Buddha taught that after death, consciousness does not immediately reincarnate. Instead, it enters a state called the intermediate body. Here, there is no physical form. Emotions become far more intense. All realms are mind-created. Strangely, this description perfectly matches the dream state. When the body is no longer me, where does the mind go? If the mind still clings, it creates the world it sees. Tibetan Book of the Dead. Thus, sleep is not merely a biological function, but a nightly training ground to prepare for the greatest departure of this life. The 3 layers of dreams in Buddhist teachings. Many meditation masters and tantric gurus teach that dreams come in layers, each corresponding to the mental clarity of the practitioner. Lower dreams, chaotic, angry, conflicted, arise when the mind is agitated, involve fear, struggle, darkness, similar to lower realms in the intermediate state. Middle dreams, reflecting life and memory, are echoes of daytime mind. Highly symbolic, your subconscious speaking to you. Higher dreams, lucid, peaceful, guided by light, occur when the mind is calm before sleep. Involve teachers, radiant light, divine sound, and deep insight. Have you ever dreamt of a departed loved one who said nothing, but simply looked at you with compassion? Or experienced a radiant light and a warmth so profound it defied description? A pure mind creates a pure land. A disturbed mind manifests hell. Amitabha Sutra, Commentary. The quality of sleep reflects the karma at play. A peaceful night's sleep and a blissful morning might not be due to the number of hours you slept, but because your mind was calm. On the other hand, disturbed sleep, nightmares, waking up exhausted, may be signs of unresolved karma or negative energy at work. In Zen Buddhism, there is a famous koan. When sleeping, who is dreaming? Some advanced practitioners report that they can recognize they are dreaming, transform the dream itself, meet their late masters and receive teachings within the dream. If each night is a journey, are we wandering aimlessly, or returning to sacred grounds of learning? Sleep can become a nightly practice. You don't need a temple. You don't need incense. You just need a kind thought before sleeping, a quiet prayer toward the light, a calm breath, without clinging to the battles of the day. Go to sleep like a monk. Wake like a seeker who has just returned from a sacred lesson in the night. Suggested practice: awakening in the dream, Buddhist style. Before sleep, wash hands and feet, rinse the mouth, clear the space. Consider this a ritual to cleanse the mind. Light a mental incense, recite a Buddha's name or say a prayer. Tonight, may my body and mind be at peace. Should I encounter any wrong, may I remain mindful, unattached, and fearless. Meditate for 3 minutes, or follow the breath. Inhale, I know I am resting. Exhale, I let go of the day. Set a gentle intention. May I learn what I need to learn tonight. And may I remember it, if it is worth remembering. The mind is like a clear mirror. Once polished, even dreams become sacred lessons. Dear friend, perhaps until now, you've believed sleep is dead time. But if understood correctly, it becomes a chance to live more deeply. Beyond the body, beyond the repetitive patterns of daily life. If you've ever had a dream you could never forget, a reunion with someone who passed, or a vision of a strange, profound realm, share it in the comments so our community can listen. And if our insights help you on your inner journey, consider subscribing to Buddha Balance. We'll walk together every week through lessons from the dream world. Because this world is a dream, but if you know it's a dream, you've already awakened. And one who walks through dreams awakened is like a lotus, unstained by the mud. Part 3: When Science and Spirituality Meet in Dreams. Dreams are gateways into a deeper reality, where science stops, but consciousness continues its journey. Buddha Balance. We dream, but science still doesn't fully understand why. Since the 1950s, when scientists first discovered REM sleep, a stage where the brain becomes highly active while the body lies still, humanity began to realize sleep is not a system shutdown. On the contrary, it's a time when consciousness works at its deepest level. During REM sleep, brain waves resemble those of wakefulness. Eyes dart rapidly under closed lids, as if tracking another world. This is when the most vivid dreams occur. Dr. Stephen LaBerge, a pioneer in lucid dream research, once said, "Dreams are not just memory replays, but interactive realities, where you can learn, explore, and even heal." Dreams can be measured, but are they real? Some say dreams are just brain activity, not real. But then why? Do people meet deceased loved ones in dreams and receive messages no one else could know? Do some dream of future events that actually occur days later? Do others dream of unfamiliar places and later describe them in detail? This has led scientists like Dr. Charles Tart, Dr. Eben Alexander, and Robert Monroe to admit something beyond the physical brain is happening in dreams, especially during out-of-body experiences, OBEs, where dreamers leave their bodies, watch events from above, and sometimes describe things they couldn't possibly see with physical eyes. Dreams in Philosophy, Carl Jung and the Collective Unconscious. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, introduced the concept of the collective unconscious. He believed every human is connected to a shared memory field full of archetypes. The Buddha, the Mother, darkness, light, the serpent, the wise guide. Dreams are the voice of the soul. If you listen, they will guide you to your deepest self. Carl Jung. While Freud viewed dreams as repressed desires, Jung saw them as spiritual maps, reconciling the ego and the soul. What about Buddhism? How does it see dreams? Buddhism doesn't dismiss dreams. Instead, it sees them as a gateway into the nature of the mind. The mind is like a skilled painter. It creates endless dream worlds. Anguttara Nikaya. In Yogacara Buddhism, dreams arise from the alaya vijnana, the storehouse consciousness, which holds all seeds of karma, memory, emotion, and even past lives. So when you dream, part of it is your deep consciousness revealing itself. Part of it is karmic seeds ripening. And if your mind is calm, you might see beyond the present. When meditation and dreams intersect, some scientific studies show deep meditation brings brainwaves to theta and delta states, similar to dreaming. Frequent meditators are more likely to have lucid dreams. Some monks can remain conscious even while asleep. Ajahn Brahm once said, "One who keeps mindfulness during sleep is awake within ignorance and can learn even with eyes closed." What's really happening? We are approaching a new understanding. Consciousness is not just a product of the brain. It is a living, flowing entity that transcends material form. Sleep is when the body rests, but consciousness continues. Dreams are not just echoes. They can be journeys, messages, and spiritual opportunities. How can you truly hear your dreams? Science suggests keeping a dream journal helps you remember dreams more clearly. Setting an intention before sleep activates the subconscious. Buddhism teaches meditating before bed calms the mind and reduces mental chatter. Chanting, visualizing, or praying to meet enlightened beings invites higher dream realms. Suggested practice, merging Buddhism and science. Tonight, try this. Meditate 5 minutes, focusing on your breath. Let your brain gently enter the theta state. Ask silently, "What lesson am I meant to learn from tonight's dream?" Write down whatever you remember upon waking, even vague images or feelings. Practice compassion and forgiveness throughout your day. It will influence your dream karma. The mind is like soil, what you plant will grow. Dreams are the flowers, blooming from the soil of your mind each night. Buddha balance. See? Though invisible, dreams reach places science cannot yet go. And though mystical, Buddhist teachings offer a map through the dream world. If you're on a journey of inner discovery, connect with your dreams. Because sometimes, your soul whispers through them. What is the deepest message you've ever received in a dream? Share it in the comments. You're not alone in these journeys. Subscribe to Buddha Balance to explore the layers of the mind, sleep, and the Buddha's path. If this message resonates, please tap like so we can spread awareness to more dreamers like you. Part 4, Astral Projection and Out-of-Body Experiences, Science or Mysticism? The body may lie still, but the mind can fly far. Sight that does not rely on eyes reveals the truest world. Buddha balance. Have you ever seen yourself sleeping? Some people report that, in a certain moment, they felt as if they were lifted out of their body, watching themselves sleep, even observing the room from above. This experience feels so real that many are convinced they've left their physical body. This is called an out-of-body experience, OBE, or in Eastern mysticism, astral projection. Many people report this occurring just before falling asleep, during deep meditation, in moments of severe illness or high fever, or during vivid, intense dreams. OBEs, when science begins to listen to dreamers. Renowned researcher Robert Monroe, after hundreds of OBEs, devoted his life to studying and teaching this phenomenon. He wrote, "I have no doubt We can leave the body, travel through different layers of reality, meet conscious entities, and learn lessons impossible to grasp while awake. Researchers like Dr. Charles Tart and Dr. Sam Parnia have documented cases where OB experiencers could see objects hidden from their lying position, hear conversations in distant places, and later describe them accurately. This has led science to ask, can consciousness exist independently of the body? In Buddhism, the body beyond body has long been understood. Buddhism clearly distinguishes Rupakaya, the physical body, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness, non-physical aspects. Some tantric teachings and oral transmissions speak of the astral body separating from the physical body through deep meditation, especially in Yoga Nidra, Dream Yoga, and Bardo practice. The mind is the master of the body. When the mind departs, the body is just an empty shell. Majjhima Nikaya, on consciousness leaving the body. 3 signs you might be entering astral projection. Full body paralysis or numbness, like being locked in place. Often mistaken as sleep paralysis, not scary if you stay calm. Strange sounds, buzzing, vibrations, high-pitched tones. Known as the separation signal. Floating, shaking, or drifting sensations, followed by breaking free. You may see the room from above, even yourself sleeping. These sensations, if observed without fear, can become a gateway into the out-of-body experience. Astral projection isn't about travel, it's about awakening. Though it may sound fantastical, the true purpose of this experience is not for thrill-seeking, but to better understand the nature of consciousness. Witness the separation between self and body. Practice mindfulness in another realm. When a practitioner understands this body is a temporary illusion, the mind will not fear detachment, even within dreams. This is why many Tibetan Buddhist masters practice dream yoga, to become familiar with consciousness functioning outside the body. So when death arrives, they can depart peacefully, without fear. Can you train for this? Yes, but it requires proper guidance and pure intent. Methods used in both Western science and Buddhist practice include staying conscious while falling asleep, like meditating into sleep. Setting an intention before bed. Tonight, may I remember any spiritual experience that may arise. Maintaining pure energy before sleep. Avoid overeating, intense media, or arguments. Journaling immediately after waking. Early impressions fade quickly and are easily lost. Risks and energy protection tips. While deeply transformative, astral projection is not recommended for those emotionally unstable, experiencing panic or sleep disorders, spiritually ungrounded. Practicing incorrectly may lead to feeling disoriented or energetically off, encountering heavy or frightening realms. Spiritual protection techniques. Chanting, e.g. Om Mani Padme Hum. Visualizing a white light surrounding the body. Setting a clear, calm intention before sleep. We shouldn't wish to leave the body, but to be clear-minded when we do. Buddha balance. If you've had an out-of-body experience, you are not alone. Countless individuals, from Buddhist monks to scientists, have spoken about this experience. But due to its intangible nature and social skepticism, many keep it private. How about you? Have you ever felt like you were floating in the air? Seen someone in a dream that felt more real than reality? Share in the comments. Your story may help others understand their own. Astral projection, like any out-of-body journey, is not a hidden magic. It is the result of a subtle, still mind that observes without fear. You don't need to try to fly away. Simply look within, and you'll discover a vast, boundless world inside yourself. If this message stirs something deep within, subscribe to Buddha Balance to continue exploring the unseen layers of the mind and spirit. A like or a small share from you is a way to plant a seed of awakening in someone who needs it. Part 5, Dream Realms. When consciousness creates worlds, all phenomena arise from the mind. The mind creates hell. The mind creates heaven. Dhammapada, verses 1-2. One dream, many worlds. Have you ever dreamt of a place bathed in pure white light, so peaceful it brought tears, yet you didn't know why? Or being chased, suffocated, falling endlessly, waking up drenched in sweat? Two dreams, two realities, yet entirely different in feeling, vibration, and depth. Why? Because dreams are not just images. They are realms, crafted entirely by the state of your consciousness. In Yogacara, there is nothing outside the mind. The Yogacara, consciousness only, school of Mahayana Buddhism teaches the three realms exist only in the mind. All dharmas arise from consciousness. So in dreams, you don't see the world. You see your own mind. No dream is objective. All are reflections of the active mind. Whatever your mind resonates with, that becomes the dream. Just as a string plays a note depending on how it's touched. Your consciousness, when vibrating at a specific frequency, manifests a realm that matches. According to experiences of practitioners in Tantric and Zen Buddhist traditions, dream realms can be divided into three main levels. 1. Lower realms, chaotic, heavy, nightmare-like. Dreams of being chased, falling, suffocating, trapped. Dark, tense settings with fear, anxiety, helplessness. These arise when the mind descends into strong negative states, anger, worry, guilt, hatred. Like a man dreaming of his house on fire. When he wakes, he knows the flames came from his restless mind. Zen Master Hakuin. 2. Middle realms, symbols, memories, daily life. Dreams of loved ones, school, work, travel. Often reflect daily experiences or go deeper into symbolic meaning. Examples: dreaming of a multi-story house, layers of consciousness. Taking an elevator, shifting levels of the mind. Standing by a vast sea in wind, emotional drift or loss. These dreams are your subconscious speaking through symbols. The mind has its own language. Symbols are the voice of the soul. Carl Jung. 3. Higher realms, lucid dreams, light, enlightened beings. Dreams of meditating, meeting Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, or celestial guides. Or luminous, detail-less dreams with profound peace, lightness, transcendence. These occur when consciousness vibrates at a higher frequency, nearing subtle realms. You may be entering Pure Lands, the luminous bardo, or spiritual classrooms. A bright mind leads to bright dreams. Seeing a Buddha in a dream signals wholesome karma ripening. Lotus Sutra Commentary. Dream realms mirror the waking life. Dreams are not separate from reality. What you bury deep in your heart returns to you at night. Rush through the day, chaotic dreams. Sell hatred, heavy dreams. Cultivate compassion, dreams filled with light. Can you shift dream realms? Yes, if you become aware. Just like someone realizing they're in a nightmare. You can breathe slowly, let go, and the scenery will change. To awaken within a dream is meditation. Not chasing appearances is wisdom. With practice, you can turn nightmares into light. Call upon a spiritual guide. Meditate within your dream, just like Tibetan monks have done for centuries. What did the Buddha say about dream realms? In many sutras, the Buddha mentioned that practitioners dreaming of flying, seeing Buddhas, or light are receiving auspicious signs. But he also cautioned, do not cling to dreams as real, but do not dismiss them as false. Contemplate them as emptiness, and you will see true nature. Dream realms are not escapes from reality. They are mirrors revealing how your mind is shaping the world. Practice creating a pure dream realm. Before sleep, try. Calm the mind for 5 minutes, reflect on the impermanence of the body. Chant a Buddha's name or mantra 21 times, dedicated to the peace of all beings. Silently pray. If I have wholesome conditions tonight, may I dream what I need to learn, meet whom I need to meet, and remember what needs remembering. Upon waking, write it down. Gradually, you'll notice passing through layers of dreams, gaining deeper self-understanding. Dear friend, each night you enter a dream is a return to yourself. Dream realms are not distant places. They are the truest reflections of your mind at that moment. So if you wish to sleep to learn, dream to awaken, and use the night to nourish your waking mindfulness. Start by caring for your mind each day. Have you ever dreamed of a mysterious light, or a dream so moving that it stayed with you after waking? Share it, perhaps someone else has walked through that same realm. Subscribe to Buddha Balance if this journey resonates with you. A like from you is a signal to help spread seeds of awareness to others who are searching. Part 6. Lucid Dreaming, when you know you're dreaming. Most people dream without knowing they're dreaming. A practitioner awakens within the dream. That is the path home. Buddha Balance. Have you ever woken up inside your dream? That strange moment. You're dreaming, but suddenly you realize, this is a dream. And yet, you don't wake up. You remain within the dream, fully aware that it is a dream. That feeling is extraordinary. Everything becomes clearer. You can fly, talk, reshape your surroundings, or simply sit still and observe your own mind in motion. This phenomenon is called lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming, scientifically proven, spiritually encouraged. Since the 1980s, Dr. Stephen LaBerge of Stanford University proved that lucid dreamers could send signals to the waking world by prearranged eye movements within the dream. Studies since have shown lucid dreaming increases self-awareness, helps reduce chronic nightmares, enhances creativity, problem-solving, and emotional healing. But for spiritual seekers, lucid dreaming is not just a skill. It's the first step in awakening within the greater dream called life. In Buddhism, lucid dreaming is a powerful practice. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's a method called dream yoga. Practitioners train to maintain mindfulness within the dream in order to familiarize themselves with the emptiness of all phenomena. See that the dream of life is just as impermanent as the dream of sleep. Prepare the mind for the moment of death, when the dream of life fades. Seeing a dream without clinging to it is the first step out of samsara. How do you know you're dreaming? Signs that you may be in a dream. Text or clocks change every time you look at them. In dreams, language and numbers are unstable. Reflections look strange or your hands appear distorted. The feeling that everything is weird but familiar, like living in a movie. When you recognize these signs, gently say to yourself, I am dreaming. Let me stay awake within the dream. Simple practices to awaken within the dream. Before sleep, set a gentle intention. If conditions are right, may I awaken within tonight's dream. Repeat to yourself, When I dream, I will know I'm dreaming. Take 5 slow, mindful breaths before sleeping. Upon waking, don't move immediately. Lie still for a few minutes and recall the dream. Write down any detail, image, or feeling, no matter how small. This gradually trains the brain to recognize and remember dreams. Lucid dreaming, not to control, but to witness. At first, beginners often try to control the dream. Fly, create landscapes, meet loved ones, relive memories. And that's okay. But as you go deeper, you'll discover the true goal isn't to manipulate the dream, but to observe how your mind responds to the dream. When you don't interfere but remain aware, you enter a state of meditation within the dream. Rare, profound. To know you're dreaming is awareness. To not follow the dream's content is stillness. To see the dream as real is wisdom. Lucid dreams, small lessons for waking life. Have you ever felt angry in a dream, then woke up and felt regret? Forgiven someone in a dream, and woke up with a lighter heart? These are not lessons from books, but insights rising from the silent depths of your soul. Lucid dreaming, when you pause, observe your emotions and actions in the dream. Is you learning to wake up within impermanence? To forgive, to release, to return. The Buddha taught, one who awakens in a dream, awakens in life. One moment of knowing you are dreaming, and you're no longer carried away by it. Likewise, one who lives in this world without being attached. Who sees body, mind, and emotions as fleeting. That person is already awake within the great dream called life. Dear friend, when you learn to wake up in a dream, you're training to wake up in your life. Each time you recognize, I'm dreaming, you take one step closer to recognizing the dreamlike nature of life itself, and begin the journey home to your true self. Have you ever had a lucid dream? What was the realm like? Share in the comments what you saw, may be a light for someone lost in the dark. If you wish to keep exploring this path, subscribe to Buddha Balance, and let's open the doors of awareness together. And don't forget to like this message if something in it feels like a beautiful dream worth remembering. Part 7, Nightly Mind Programming, when the subconscious becomes your guide. The mind is soil. Each thought is a seed. Before sleep, you are planting what will bloom in dreams, and in tomorrow. Buddha Balance. Where you go and sleep is set while you're awake. Have you ever noticed? On nights when you're anxious, afraid, or just argued, you dream of chaos. But when you go to bed peacefully, after reading something kind or meditating, you sleep deeply and dream sweetly? That's no coincidence. It's the direct influence of the subconscious, which becomes most active right before you fall asleep. The subconscious, a quiet but powerful friend. Neuroscience shows that in the final moments before sleep, the brain shifts into alpha and theta waves. A twilight state where awareness fades and the subconscious opens. In this state, you are highly receptive to suggestion. Emotions, images, and thoughts easily imprint in memory. And these elements will shape your dreams, your waking state, and even your mood tomorrow. The Buddha taught, the mind before sleep matters deeply. In many sutras, the Buddha emphasized maintaining mindfulness before sleep, turning the mind toward goodness, reflecting on impermanence, compassion, or chanting the Buddha's name. One who sleeps in loving kindness awakens in peace. That sleep is the sleep of a practitioner. The body rests, but the mind continues the path. Anguttara Nikaya. What is mind programming? It's the act of gently planting a clear, calm intention into your consciousness before bed. Whispering it. Visualizing it. Feeling it as if it's already true. Not forcing the mind, but inviting it. Not commanding, but planting seeds. What can you program into your mind before sleep? Peaceful sleep. Tonight, may I sleep deeply, dream gently, and wake up in awareness. Spiritual guidance. If I am ready, may I meet a spiritual teacher in my dream and remember what matters. Insight or solution. While I sleep, may my mind find the answer that will be clear in the morning. Emotional healing. I forgive what has passed. May they find peace. May my heart rest in stillness. Each word you say to your mind before sleep is a sentence written into the book of dreams. Practice a simple nightly ritual to program your mind. 15 minutes before sleep. Turn off screens and blue light. Signal the brain to relax. Sit quietly or lie down and soften the body. Deep breaths, slow and mindful. Repeat silently or softly 3 times. May I dream peacefully tonight. If there is something I need to learn, may I learn it in my dreams. If there is something I need to know, may I remember it when I awaken. Chant a gentle mantra or Buddha's name, e.g., Om Mani Padme Hum or Amitabha Buddha. Let yourself drift gently into sleep, no effort, just resting in light. The mind that's programmed will lead the way. Not every night will bring vivid dreams. But with consistent practice, the mind becomes familiar with your gentle command. And over time, your dreams grow clearer. A deep sense of peace arises. One day, a spiritual guide may appear in your dream and say one short sentence. And you'll wake in tears, knowing something great just shifted inside. The Buddha taught, one who shapes the mind, shapes their karma. The body is moved by karma. Karma is born from the mind. One who guides the mind before sleep is transforming the subtle stream of karma through the night. So this is more than just making dreams peaceful. It's about training your consciousness for life, and for the day that the final sleep arrives, when you'll have no fear. Dear friend, tonight, before you turn off the lights, don't just fall into unconsciousness. Take just 3 minutes to say something kind, clear, and loving to your own heart. What seed will you plant in your mind tonight? A prayer? A forgiveness? A wish for guidance? Subscribe to Buddha Balance, so every week, you receive a small spark to nourish your mind, your dreams, and your awakening. A like is your thank you to your own soul for taking care of your mind in the most meaningful way. Part 8. Meeting a spiritual guide in dreams, illusion or a signal from the light realms? Some dreams are not for entertainment, but for awakening. Some beings may be gone from this world, yet still return to guide you. Buddha Balance. Have you ever met someone in a dream and couldn't forget them? It wasn't like a regular dream. You felt a deep presence. Their eyes, their voice, even the energy of their being was unforgettable. They may have been a deceased loved one, a stranger you've never met in real life, an old man, a child, a woman in light, or a monk. Sometimes, just a presence of light with no form. But you felt, I've known them forever. What is this phenomenon? Across many spiritual traditions, Tibetan Buddhism, Sufism, Gnostic Christianity, Hinduism, and mystical Christianity, This is known as meeting a spirit guide in dreams. In Buddhism, especially Vajrayana and Pure Land traditions, such a dream is seen as a ripening of positive karma that allows contact with a spiritual friend, Kalyamaitra, a sign that the mind has opened to higher frequencies of awareness. When the mind is still, the path appears. When the heart is quiet, the guide arrives. Avatamsaka Sutra, Commentary. Who are they? Real, or just symbols? It depends on your level of awareness. Sometimes, they are symbols. A teacher in a dream may be a representation of your own inner wisdom. Examples. A kind old man symbolizes wisdom. A radiant woman symbolizes compassion. A child, your forgotten pure self. Sometimes, they are real souls who have passed on. Many people report dreaming of departed parents, spouses, or teachers. But in these dreams, they're vibrant, their gaze speaks, their voice carries a message. This suggests your consciousness is still connected to theirs at a deep level. And sometimes, they are protectors from the higher realms. In Buddhism, these may be Dharma guardians, bodhisattvas, or emanations who appear to assist the sincere practitioner. Signs you've met a true spiritual guide in a dream. You can't forget their eyes, words, or the feeling they left. The dream has a silent, meditative quality, not chaotic. Their words are simple, but moved you deeply or made you cry. After the dream, you feel something shifted inside, like a knot released. Truth in dreams doesn't need explanation. The heart simply knows it has passed through light. Can you invite a guide to appear in dreams? Yes, but not by force. A spirit guide is not a wish-granting entity, but a manifestation of your own wisdom, compassion, and karmic readiness. Candle nightly practice, gently inviting a spiritual guide. Before sleep, set a sincere intention. If I am ready, may I meet a guide in my dream tonight. May I remember what matters and learn what I must. Recite a gentle mantra or Buddha's name, e.g., Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva, Amitabha Buddha. Visualize light surrounding your body. Let go of expectations, but keep awareness soft and bright. During the dream, if someone approaches, looks deeply at you, asks a question, or offers wisdom, stay calm. Listen as a meditator. Don't get too excited, just receive. How to tell the difference between a true guide and dream projections. Sometimes, the ego creates false figures in dreams, pretending to be gods, gurus, or angels. How to discern? A true guide doesn't judge, frighten, or dominate. Doesn't force a belief system. Radiates peace, humility, and gentle light. Speaks little, but it's enough. If you are lucid in the dream, you will know what is real and what is illusion. Experiences from Buddhist practitioners. In monasteries and meditation communities, many share dreaming of their deceased teacher, appearing at just the right moment. Seeing a great light, hearing a single line, and it changed their path. A sutra opening in space, revealing one sentence, remembered for life. These are not superstitions, but signals from the deeper heart when it is finally open. What did the Buddha say about this? When the mind is pure, the Buddha appears. When the mind is disturbed, illusions arise. Do not cling to Buddhas, nor fear demons. Just remember, all are projections of mind. So if you meet a spiritual guide in a dream, be grateful. Do not cling. Continue your practice, so that next time, you may meet them not only in dreams, but also in your waking life. Dear friend, sleep, if used with awareness, is not just rest. It's a doorway between body, soul, and higher dimensions where you are never alone. You may reconnect with a soul who once walked beside you. You may see the eyes of a mother long gone, or meet a stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear. If you've had such a dream, please share in the comments. Your story might be someone else's answer. If you wish to keep walking this sacred path from night into day, subscribe to Buddha Balance, where each week we explore deeper layers of being. A like or share from you is a way to open this door a little wider, so someone else might find their way through it. Part 9: Nightmares and Shadows in Dreams, when fear becomes a door to understanding. Light doesn't always come from above. Sometimes it begins in your fear, when you finally turn and face it. Buddha Balance. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a racing heart, cold sweat, from a terrifying dream? Maybe you were chased, encountered a terrifying dark presence, fell into an abyss, or screamed but couldn't be heard. Dreamt of losing a loved one, or being abandoned in a strange, empty place. These are what we call nightmares. But on the journey of awakening, nightmares are not to be avoided. They are messages from the subconscious, or thresholds, challenging you to descend deeper into your inner world. From a scientific perspective, nightmares are healing or warning mechanisms. Psychologists like Carl Jung and Antti Rauvansio suggest nightmares are threat simulations, allowing the brain to rehearse responses to danger. Or they represent the repressed shadow self rising to the surface. Nightmares are not the enemy. They are the hidden parts of you trying to speak. From a Buddhist view, nightmares are karma arising in mental imagery. Buddhism teaches the mind is the painter. The dreamscape is its canvas. A tainted mind creates a tainted world. If your heart holds fear, anger, blame, guilt, then those energies manifest into dark dreamscapes. In Yogacara, consciousness only, teachings, the dream realm reflects the alaya consciousness, the storehouse where all karmic seeds, emotions, memories, and imprints reside. When you sleep, the vault opens, and what remains unhealed rises as shadows. Are the entities in nightmares real? Or are they you? The deepest insight from seasoned practitioners. Every monster in your dream is a part of you, waiting to be embraced. The snake equals repressed instinct. The pursuer equals unexpressed rage. The darkness equals unacknowledged loneliness. The terrifying stare equals your own reflection in the unconscious. Transforming nightmares from victim to witness. In practices like dream yoga and lucid dreaming, trained practitioners are taught: when faced with a nightmare, don't run. Instead of resisting, turn and face the entity. Often, that one act of courage makes the demon vanish, and the dream turn to light. Fear is a veil. Lift it, and you'll find light waiting behind. How do Buddhist practitioners face nightmares? Not by fighting, not by banishing, not by suppressing. They chant, stay calm, and apply compassionate reflection. I do not hate you. If you are pain, I will listen. If you are karmic debt, I will repent. Or simply, Namo Amida Buddha. To stay mindful and not get swept away. Non-resistance, non-fear, and non-attachment are the energies that dissolve darkness. Do nightmares always have meaning? Not all dreams carry mystical insight. But if your dream repeats often, triggers intense emotions, contains vivid symbols or clear details, it may carry a deep message calling for your attention. How to reduce nightmares and transform their energy. Practice 1. Energy cleansing before bed. Meditate on the breath for 5 minutes. Visualize white light surrounding the body. Light incense and say, "May I dream in peace. May my mind rest in clarity, not be led by karmic dust." Practice 2. Forgiveness and letting go. Before sleep, say inwardly, "Tonight I release. No anger through the night. No pain into my sleep." Practice 3. Transform nightmares into a journal of awakening. Don't avoid. Record them when they happen. Patterns will emerge. You'll understand yourself more, and the nightmares may fade. The Buddha on inner shadows. There is no outer enemy greater than the shadow within. When the mind is cloudy, the world becomes distorted. When the mind is bright, the dreams will rest in peace. Nightmares, then, are not failures, but invitations to discover what still needs understanding, compassion, and release. Dear friend, if you've had dreams that made you afraid, tremble, or cry, know that you are not alone. You're standing before a doorway, not to hell, but to your own heart. And if you dare to walk through it, you won't be afraid anymore. Have you had a dream that repeats itself? Could it be something knocking, asking you to listen? If you wish to keep exploring the sacred worlds within dreams, subscribe to Buddha Balance, because this journey is still unfolding with you. And if this message touched something within you, hit like to send a signal to yourself. I dared to face the dark with the light I've always carried inside. Part 10. Awakening from the Dream, Bridging Night Visions with Daily Life. If dreams are shadows, life is a mirror. What you see in your dreams, go look for it in your waking life. Buddha Balance. So after all, why do we dream? You've traveled through realms radiant like the Pure Lands, encounters with mysterious guides, nightmares that open doors into your inner darkness, nights where you became lucid, whispering, "This is a dream, and I'm here." Then morning comes, coffee, work, people, life. How do you not forget what you touched during the night? The Buddha taught, dream and life, both are gates to awakening. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Buddha said, "All phenomena are like dreams, illusions, bubbles, shadows. Like morning dew and lightning, so should you view them." In other words, both dream and waking life are impermanent. But within the impermanent, we can practice, awaken, and return. Thus, dreams are not an escape from life. They are a way to understand life more deeply. How to weave dreams and life into one stream of awareness. 1. Keep a dream journal every morning. Write down whatever you remember, even just an image or a feeling. Give your dream a name. Light in the forest, the nameless teacher. Writing helps you remember not just the dream, but who you were when you had it. 2. Look for messages hidden in symbols. In dreams, everything is a reflection of your mind. House inner state. Water emotions. Road life direction. Stranger a part of yourself you haven't yet met. Ask yourself, what is this dream saying about me? What feeling was I carrying that created this dream? 3. Bring the dream's message into waking life. If you forgave someone in a dream who hurt you, maybe it's time to truly let go in real life. If you saw a departed loved one and said what was never said, create a small ritual, or simply write it out and exhale. If you received a phrase, a teaching, a message, let it guide one step you take today. Dreams are doors, but you must walk through them with your waking feet. How to live like a dream, yet stay awake. It sounds paradoxical, but it's a profound Zen teaching. Live as if in a dream. Take nothing as absolute, yet hold everything with care. You love, knowing it is fleeting. You act, without being pulled by reaction. You see life as a dream, so you live more deeply, more clearly. Dreams are teachings without classrooms. No blackboard. No teacher. No textbook. The teacher is your own mind. The student is also you. The lesson is spoken not in words, but in images, sensations, and emotions. Not every dream needs to be interpreted. Sometimes, all it takes is to remember, to hold, to listen. What if you don't remember any dreams? That's okay. Because not remembering is not equal to not dreaming. Not seeing is not equal to nothing is happening. Just live well. Keep your heart kind. Meditate briefly before sleep. Even without remembering, you are planting good seeds into your subconscious. When dream and life merge, awakening begins. You will slowly start to notice. What you dreamed begins showing up in waking life. People you met in dreams appear in unexpected ways. A phrase from a dream gives you strength in a hard moment. This is the synchronicity of inner and outer worlds. When you live fully in both realms. Dear friend, together we've walked through 10 chapters, not just writings, but a journey into the depths of your inner cosmos. From shadows to light. From illusion to awakening. And if you've realized one thing through it all, let it be this. You are not just a dreamer. You are the one who can wake up inside the dream and turn that dream into a path of liberation. Have you had a dream that changed the way you live? Share your story, so fellow travelers know they're not alone. If you want to keep exploring, sharing, and nurturing consciousness each night, subscribe to Buddha Balance, a channel for waking up inside this great dream called life. One like or a share is a seed you plant today. Who knows? Tomorrow, it may bloom into a dream of peace for you or someone you've never met.